Firefly Aerospace's Blue Ghost lander achieved a historic first, becoming the first commercial lunar lander to successfully touch down on the moon. The landing, marking a significant milestone in private sector space exploration, took place on March 2nd in the Mare Crisium region. This achievement, quickly publicized through imagery and video, showcased the lander's autonomous navigation and precision landing capabilities. The successful landing, captured in the stunning footage, highlights the growing capabilities of private space companies in lunar exploration. Elon Musk's recognition of the achievement underscores the significance of this private sector's success within the broader context of returning to the moon. This accomplishment builds upon the momentum for lunar exploration, showcasing the growing capabilities of the private sector in the field of space exploration. The impressive images and videos capture the excitement of the landing, which provides a glimpse into the future of commercial space travel. Firefly Aerospace's Blue Ghost lander executed a remarkable 9-minute descent burn, autonomously navigating to a precise landing spot. This maneuver, critical for a safe touchdown, showcased the sophistication of the lander's guidance system. The autonomous navigation system, employing a model similar to Apollo's, positioned the lander precisely above the targeted landing site and then executed a delicate pitch-over maneuver. The process involved precise adjustments to slow the lander to a gentle 1 meter per second touchdown. Stunning footage captured the process, highlighting the lander's autonomous obstacle avoidance capabilities. This advanced technology ensures safety and precision during a challenging lunar landing. The autonomous navigation system's successful obstacle avoidance maneuvers underscore the sophistication and reliability of the Blue Ghost lander. Following the successful landing, Firefly's Blue Ghost became fully operational on the lunar surface. This marks the beginning of crucial scientific and technological operations. The mission underscores the growing partnership between NASA and private companies in lunar exploration. This collaboration leverages private sector innovation for cost-effective and efficient data collection. The lander's full functionality is a significant step toward a sustainable lunar presence. This success in the Commercial Lunar Payload Services program is a testament to the evolving role of private companies in supporting NASA's goals for lunar exploration. The operational capabilities of the Blue Ghost are vital for the long-term success of future lunar missions and the establishment of a more sustainable human presence on the moon. Blue Ghost's payload includes 10 NASA science instruments designed for data collection on the lunar surface. These instruments will gather crucial data on lunar conditions for future missions. The instruments are intended to collect critical data on radiation levels, dust dynamics, and surface composition, helping to plan and improve future lunar habitats. This data is essential for optimizing equipment and infrastructure development for sustainable human exploration. This scientific component of the mission is critical for understanding the challenges and opportunities of long-term lunar habitation. The data collected will contribute significantly to scientific understanding of the moon and inform the design of future lunar missions and settlements. Firefly's achievement under the Commercial Lunar Payload Services (CLPS) initiative highlights the growing strength of partnerships between NASA and private companies. This model reduces costs and accelerates lunar exploration. The collaboration paves the way for a more sustainable lunar presence, bringing humanity closer to a future of regular human activity on the moon. This innovative partnership fosters a more collaborative and potentially more cost-effective approach to lunar exploration. The success of missions like Blue Ghost is paving the path for future missions, inspiring advancements in lunar exploration. This model fosters a more sustainable and economically viable future for human activity on the moon. This signifies a significant paradigm shift, fostering greater private sector involvement and accelerating the timeline of lunar exploration. Firefly's Blue Ghost mission has laid the groundwork for future commercial lunar exploration. The successful landing paves the way for more private sector involvement in lunar operations. This accomplishment opens doors for future missions and services, expanding the lunar landscape of exploration. The innovative use of commercial vehicles in lunar operations signals a new era of private sector participation in space exploration. The precedent set by Blue Ghost's success in the CLPS program is expected to attract further private sector investment and innovation. This is a significant step toward more extensive and sustainable lunar exploration. potentially leading to private companies taking on broader roles in future lunar endeavors. The groundwork for a commercially driven lunar economy is being laid. The Blue Ghost mission's success demands rigorous testing and validation of its systems and procedures, ensuring safety for future missions. This thorough validation process is crucial to building confidence in the spacecraft's reliability. The mission's careful execution and data collection underscore the importance of thorough testing. This emphasis on verification and validation sets a crucial precedent for future lunar missions and establishes a more robust safety standard for private sector involvement. Thorough testing and validation of the Blue Ghost systems ensure astronaut safety and reliability. The mission demonstrates the importance of rigorous testing and verification procedures, setting a standard for future commercial lunar missions. These rigorous procedures are vital to ensure the safety and reliability of all future lunar operations. Carrying a suite of NASA science and technology, Firefly Aerospace's Blue Ghost Mission 1 successfully landed at 3:34 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday near a volcanic feature called Mons La Trail within Mare Crisium, a more than 300-mile-wide basin located in the northeast quadrant of the Moon's near side. The Blue Ghost lander is in an upright and stable configuration, and the successful moon delivery is part of NASA's CLPS, Commercial Lunar Payload Services Initiative, and Artemis campaign. This is the first CLPS delivery for Firefly and their first moon landing. The 10 NASA science and technology instruments aboard the lander will operate on the lunar surface for approximately 1 lunar day, or about 14 Earth days. This incredible achievement demonstrates how NASA and American companies are leading the way in space exploration for the benefit of all, said NASA Acting Administrator Janet Petro. We have already learned many lessons, and the technological and science demonstrations on board Firefly's Blue Ghost Mission 1 will improve our ability to not only discover more science, but to ensure the safety of our spacecraft instruments for future human exploration, both in the short term and long term. Since launching from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida on January 15, Blue Ghost traveled more than 2.8 million miles, downlinked more than 27 gigabytes of data, and supported several science operations. This included signal tracking from the Global Navigation Satellite System, GNSS, at a record-breaking distance of 246,000 miles with the Lunar GNSS Receiver Experiment payload, showing NASA can use the same positioning systems on Earth when at the Moon. Science conducted during the journey also included radiation-tolerant computing through the Van Allen belts with the Radiation-Tolerant Computer System payload and measurements of magnetic field changes in space with the Lunar Magnetotelluric Sounder payload. The science and technology we send to the Moon now helps prepare the way for future NASA exploration and long-term human presence to inspire the world for generations to come, said Nikki Fox, Associate Administrator for Science at NASA headquarters in Washington. We're sending these payloads by working with American companies, which supports a growing lunar economy. During surface operations, the NASA instruments will test and demonstrate lunar subsurface drilling technology, regolith sample collection capabilities, global navigation satellite system abilities, radiation-tolerant computing, and lunar dust mitigation methods. The data captured will benefit humanity by providing insights into how space weather and other cosmic forces impact Earth. Before payload operations conclude, teams will aim to capture imagery of the lunar sunset and how lunar dust reacts to solar influences during lunar dust conditions, a phenomenon first documented by former NASA astronaut Eugene Cernan on Apollo 17. Following the lunar sunset, the lander will operate for several hours into the lunar night. On behalf of our entire team, I want to thank NASA for entrusting Firefly as their lunar delivery provider, said Jason Kim, CEO of Firefly Aerospace. Blue Ghost's successful moon landing has laid the groundwork for the future of commercial exploration across cislunar space. We're now looking forward to more than 14 days of surface operations to unlock even more science data that will have a substantial impact on future missions to the Moon and Mars. To date, 5 vendors have been awarded 11 lunar deliveries under CLPS and are sending more than 50 instruments to various locations on the Moon, including the lunar South Pole. Existing CLPS contracts are indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity contracts with a cumulative maximum contract value of $2.6 billion through 2028. Private lunar lander may have fallen over while touching down near the moon's south pole. Cape Canaveral, Florida, AP. A privately owned lunar lander touched down on the moon with a drill, drone, and rovers for NASA and other customers Thursday, but quickly ran into trouble and may have fallen over. Intuitive Machines said it was uncertain whether its Athena lander was upright near the moon's south pole, standing 15 feet (4.7 meters) tall, or lying sideways like its first spacecraft from a year ago. Controllers rushed to turn off some of the lander's equipment to conserve power while trying to determine what went wrong. It was the second moon landing this week by a Texas company under NASA's Commercial Lunar Delivery Program. Sunday's touchdown was a complete success. Intuitive Machines' newest Athena lander dropped out of lunar orbit as planned. The hour-long descent appeared to go well until the final approach when the laser navigation system began acting up. It took a while for mission control to confirm touchdown. Hours after the landing, Intuitive Machines CEO Steve Altemus, there was conflicting data about how Athena landed and whether it was on its side. The lander was near the intended target site, but a sweep by NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter in the coming days will confirm its position and orientation, he said. Launched last week, Athena was communicating with controllers more than 230,000 miles, 375,000 kilometers, away and generating solar power, officials said. Mission managers worked to salvage the mission to see whether the drill can be turned on and the drone can be deployed to hop into a crater. Obviously, without knowing the exact orientation of the lander, it's hard to say exactly what science we will and will not be able to do, said NASA's top science officer Nikki Fox. Intuitive Machines last year put the U.S. back on the moon, despite its lander tipping on its side. On Sunday, Firefly Aerospace became the first private entity to achieve complete success with its Blue Ghost lunar lander on the northeastern edge of the near side of the moon. A vacuum already has collected lunar dirt for analysis, and a dust shield has shaken off the abrasive particles that cling to everything. Intuitive Machines was aiming this time for a mountain plateau just 100 miles, 160 kilometers, from the South Pole, much closer than before. It reached the plateau, but Intuitive Machines was not sure how near it was to the precise targeted spot. This week's back-to-back moon landings are part of NASA's Commercial Lunar Delivery Program, meant to get the space agency's experiments to the gray, dusty surface and jumpstart business. The commercial landers are also seen as scouts for the astronauts who will follow later this decade under NASA's Artemis program, the successor to Apollo. NASA officials said before the landing that they knew going in that some of the low-cost missions would fail, but with more private missions to the moon, that increased the number of experiments getting there.